grantee. Burgoyne was born August 9, 1953 in Ketchikan, Alaska. He is a Boise, Idaho attorney and a Democratic state senator representing Idaho's District 16. Personal. Burgoyne's father, Richard Burgoyne, and his mother, Florence Burgoyne, née King, are deceased. Burgoyne's father was a native of Des Moines, Iowa and a United States Coast Guard officer. His mother was a native of Pocatello, Idaho and a high school math teacher. Burgoyne grew up primarily in the San Francisco suburb of Daly City, California, and in Honolulu, Hawaii. Burgoyne is an only child. His maternal grandfather, Raymond King, deceased, was a Union Pacific Railroad engineer in Pocatello and Idaho Falls, Idaho, and his maternal grandmother Bertha King, née Olson, deceased, was a schoolteacher before turning her attention to raising her 3 children. Burgoyne's maternal great-grandparents, Nels and Joanna Olson, homesteaded in the New Sweden, Idaho area in the late 1800s and early 1900s. In 1978, Burgoyne married Boise native Christy Dimire. They have been married for 38 years. They have 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. Christy is a teacher and school administrator. Education. Burgoyne graduated from Westmore High School in Daly City, California in 1971, and was student body president. He earned his bachelor's degree in history at the University of Idaho in Moscow, Idaho in 1975, and was a student senator. Burgoyne earned his law degree at the University of Kansas in Lawrence, Kansas in 1988. Professional. Upon graduation from college, Burgoyne accepted a position with then Idaho Secretary of State Pete T. Senarusa. Burgoyne held 2 other positions of increasing responsibility with the state of Idaho before attending and graduating from law school. He then entered private practice in Boise, eventually joining in the formation of the Boise law firm of Mork and Burgoyne in 1995. He was the firm's managing partner from 1997 through 2013. His legal practice focused on civil litigation, employment and labor law, civil rights, personal injury and commercial law. Burgoyne and his firm were awarded Martindale-Hubbell's prestigious A.V. peer rating, signifying preeminent levels of professionalism and ethical standards in the legal profession. He was also recognized as one of Idaho's top lawyers by the National Trial Lawyers Association in 2012. Burgoyne left the firm in 2015 to focus more attention on his work as an Idaho legislator and to establish a mediation and arbitration legal practice. Burgoyne is a member of the Idaho Bar Association, chairing the Employment and Labor Law Section 1997-1998, the Federal Bar Association and the Idaho Trial Lawyers Association. Burgoyne is a co-author of the Idaho Employment Policies Handbook, 1998, Rev. eds. 2001, 2012, has authored numerous legal articles and has lectured widely. He also served as an adjunct professor of human resources law at Boise State University from 2002 to 2007. Idaho Democratic Party work. Burgoyne served as a Democratic precinct captain in the early 1970s, worked on 2 gubernatorial campaigns for former Idaho Governor Cecil D. Andrus, was the Democratic Legislative District 15 chair in the late 1980s and early 1990s, was the Ada County Democratic Party chair in the early 1990s, was the State Democratic Platform chair in 1992, and represented Idaho Democrats on the Democratic National Committee from 2004 to 2008. Legislative service. In the Idaho legislature, Burgoyne represents District 16, which consists of Garden City and parts of Boise. He was first elected to the Idaho House of Representatives in the November 2008 general election, and was re-elected in 2010 and 2012. Following the 2012 general election, he was elected the Assistant Minority Leader by the House Democrats. He was elected to the Idaho Senate in the 2014 general election, and was then elected the Senate Minority Caucus Chair by the Senate Democrats. He was subsequently re-elected to the Idaho Senate in 2016. He serves on the following: the Senate Judiciary and Rules Committee, 2015 to present; the Senate Local Government and Taxation Committee, 2015 to present; the Senate Agricultural Affairs Committee, 2015 to present; the Legislative Council, 2015 to present; the Idaho Criminal Justice Commission, 2011 to present; and the Idaho Supreme Court's Guardianship and Conservatorship Committee. Burgoyne's legislative career has focused on economic growth, education, the environment, human rights, gender equity, public lands, tax reform and the social safety net. Elections. 2016 general election. Burgoyne won a two-way race against Republican Ryan McDonald with 11,359 votes, 57%. 2016 Democratic primary. Burgoyne was unopposed and won with 1,697 votes. 2014 general election. Burgoyne won a two-way race against Republican Joel Robinson with 8,563 votes, 60.4%. 2014 Democratic primary. Burgoyne was unopposed and won with 1,806 votes. 2012 general election. Burgoyne was in a three-way race against Libertarian nominee Jeffrey Lang and Republican nominee Lee Mark Ruff. Burgoyne won with 10,158 votes, 54%. 2012 Democratic primary. Burgoyne was unopposed and won with 1,152 votes. 2010 general election. Burgoyne won a two-way race against Republican Ralph Perez with 5,934 votes, 52.7%. 2010 Democratic primary. Burgoyne was unopposed and won with 771 votes. 2008 general election. Burgoyne won a two-way race against Republican Joan Clunan with 9,096 votes, 55.7%. 2008 Democratic primary. Burgoyne was unopposed and won with 1,410 votes. Grant Burgoyne at the Idaho Legislature. Profile at Project Vote Smart.